Welcome back to the channel where we are building a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. Now yesterday we started making some new sprites like this pit here. But one thing we tried to add was the water animations, which they work, but only once I walk off screen. And then same with the flowers. The flowers here on this page, actually there aren't flowers on this page that are supposed to be animating, but there is no water here. So I'm trying to figure out why there's no water, and I think it's because whenever we pull in our tiled exports, I think it's just overriding whenever we pull in our what I'm calling insert animatables. So it's like I think let's take a look at when we're pulling that in. So it looks like I think we pull in our map here in the map declarations, but I'm not exactly sure where we use the map declarations in terms of the animatables, which order, because we should be doing the map declarations first and then the map animatables over it. So I think we can take a look at how we're doing this in the scene, maybe. Animations. No, let me see the insert animation. We've got a whole class called insert animations, and it looks like it's in the map. Okay. So whenever we instantiate a map, we're go ahead and we're inserting these animations. So something's going wrong here where we're not putting the correct animation in. Like we put the correct animation in, but the initial tiled map load is kind of overriding it. So we need to figure that out. Let's see if we can figure it out. Let me check my main and look how we're pulling in our dependencies. We just require dependencies at the very top. Now let's see the order of those dependencies. We're doing the map, yeah, before we're doing the global map before the map declarations. That should be right. Yeah, and like the last thing we're doing is requiring this insert animation class. Okay. Okay, not exactly sure how to fix this. We should be able to make it unwalkable once we add the right global map tile, but I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, let's walk through how we're doing this. So in our map, we've got this thing that has an insert animations, and it takes in the current row and column, and it goes ahead and makes a new instantiation of this insert animation class. So if we go to this insert animation class, we can see that it takes in a row and column, and then it's got a couple different anim spitters, I'm calling it, which is just a thing that needs to get updated over time, and it'll return. Let's see what anim spitter does. I think it returns the frame. So all it does is it goes through the timer and it just increments the self.frame, and it goes through the starting quad and the ending quad at the rate. So all it does is change the dot frame. which you can see we're putting in initially a dot frame into that insert anim, and then that goes in the animatables, and then when we update our animatables, that's when the frame would be changing over time. So like that is working, but it's not. Do we have a render? We don't even have a render for it. So we don't have a render. We have to update the flowers object. Why? Because anim spitter needs to be updated. And once anim spitter is updated, we shouldn't need to do this. We shouldn't need to do that. Well, let me think. Because the anim spitter needs delta time. Yeah. But then we're not using it anywhere. Yeah, let me see if we turn this off, if we can still see the water updating. I think we accidentally deleted something we needed. Okay. So there's water right here, we just can't see it. And it does update. If we turn off the update on delta time there, I'm still thinking it will update over time. Well, I guess it doesn't. I was thinking the animatables is what was updating over time, but oh, the frame. Yeah, we need to update the frame of the thing. Okay. Yeah, so we do need to update that so it has the right frame, and then we insert the correct animation at the correct map row. Okay, so it still doesn't explain why it doesn't show up in the first place. And it does show up here. That is just really weird to me. What up, Magnetonics? How's it going, dude? Nice. Hey, thanks, dude. I appreciate you stopping in. Have fun. That's a fun game. Yeah, do some dancing for me. Pet a kitty for me, or whatever you do in that game. Yeah. So it makes sense to me why there's no water at the very beginning moving, but what doesn't make sense is that if we go to our tiled map here and we say, okay, how about where this is, we're going to go ahead and put in some of the water, which we need to refresh this. Okay, we've got water. So we say, okay, well, water is right here. And we go export this as global map. And then we run our game again. Now the water still isn't updating, but it's there now. I should not be able to walk over it at this point. So that's good. And then it'll start animating when we go off and on again. That's what I don't get. There's something about the frame we're on that it just doesn't like to update. I don't know. I'm trying to wrap my head around what would cause this. Insert anim is just a function in our class that goes ahead and puts the animated frame, which is the dot frame, into the tile ID current map dot tiles at row and column ID. Yeah, row and column ID. Yeah. So current map dot tiles. Where are we saying that? Like that's just how we're rendering each map, right? Yeah, self.tiles, yeah. Yep, we're rendering it at the tile.id, yeah. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure. What would be causing it to not update right away? And what's weird is, if we were to spawn back up at 1-1, our flowers don't start animating. So this has been an issue for longer than I've realized. But I only just realized it yesterday. So see how these are animating and that's fine. And these are animating and that's fine. And this is at 1-1. So if we go back up to 1-1 and we go to our player spawn, and we say, you know what, we player spawn at our 1-1. And then see how the flowers aren't moving. When they just were moving, it's just that same issue we've been having where it's like, oh, they don't animate until you walk off, walk back on. So what is causing this? We could start debugging. We could start debugging, trying to debug it in Zero Brain. I don't know how helpful that'll be, but we can try it. So we can update or open up our Zero Brain Studio, and this is a little debugger for Lua. What we can try to do is add a watch value for the map tile. Let me see, which frame would it be? It would be map 1-1, and then it would be the column 3-2. But I don't know how we would do this. Because there's, in terms of a map, right, all a map is like a capital map is what I'm calling. If we look here, we've got a map object, and it holds tile ID values, and it also holds entities, and it also holds animatables. So that's all a map is. So maybe we could print up we can add a watch value for the map at 1-1.animatables table and see what's in there. So we can add watch and say, hey, map 1-1.animatables. Go ahead and add a watch for it, and we can run the game here. Okay, so it looks like there's no animatables in there just yet. Let's see if there becomes one once we walk back. Huh. Is there a refresh value here? Because there should be an animatable in there. That's how it's animating. Okay. So it's nil here. Okay. I don't know what to try. Let's take a look at where we insert it, right? So like in our map declaration here, where do we go and insert the animatable? Gosh, I think it's in the insert animation class. It's so jacked up that we would do it like this. We say, hey, there is inside the animatable, there's a function called insert animation. And we append, we insert that function itself called insert animation. So let me just test something here. I kind of want to just see if we make a global function test. And we just give it I don't know. Test variable gets 0. Then we update test variable. by 1 over time. And then I'm going to add a watch for this global test variable and see if Zero Brain sees it counting. Let's see. It doesn't update over time. So this makes it really hard to debug if the debugger isn't updating stuff over time. It does initialize it to 0, which is right, but then it doesn't increment it over time. Okay, so if that's not working, we can try to just understand our code better. Okay, so where do we use this insert animation? I believe we use it in the map, right? Yeah. So anytime we instantiate a map, we go ahead and populate its insert animations table with this class of insert animation at the given row and column. Then in that, I mean, this is so awful the way I'm doing this, but I don't know of a better way. Because it's so tricky that we have to update certain frames at certain locations over time if we're in a certain scene, which becomes really complicated. So this is how I'm doing it, where I'm saying there's a table called flowers, and that gets to be anim splitter, which basically makes this flowers have a frame that goes 1012 to 1013 to 1014 to 1015 and then back to 1012. So it cycles through the first two given parameters at the third parameter's rate. So all anim splitter does is turn it into a frame number 1012 through 1015 over time. So that's why we have to update it in the update with delta time. But then what we're doing is we're saying, hey, at map11 in the animatables table, go ahead and insert an actual function. And the actual function is called insert anim. And that function inserts the frame of that given flower at that given time. And the 2, 3 here is, row or column 2, row 2, column 3. Row 2, column 3, and then the self flower frame. So when we go through, we say, hey, only cycle through and update our current animatables. And our animatables is this table of functions. And we're saying, go through each one of the animatables in the current map, and then go ahead and run that function. That's what these parentheses are. So run that function for each and every animatables. So every single second, we're running this, whatever map we're on. If we start in map 1.1, we're running these two insert anims every single update, every single frame. And what that does is it puts in a flower frame at the given index that we say. And we have to update the flower frame right here so that we have the correct number, but then it just goes ahead and inserts it into the animatables table. So, or it's just running the function. So it should, self.mapRow and self.mapColumn. So if this is wrong, if the self.mapRow and self.mapColumn, self.mapRow and mapColumn, okay, it should be right. So as long as we're calling this the map row and column that we're currently on, when we start our scene, we should be inserting it. So where do we first initialize our map? Is it in our play state? It would be a map like this. Okay. So yeah, we instantiate the scene at the map row, map column. Okay. This is jacked. Why would our map be this? Our next map be the same map? That's okay. It just needs to not crash. Because if it was nil, well. Okay, so if our current map is going to be the map row column, let's make sure we're giving the scene the right map row and map column when we start. So where is our player spawn? Okay, yeah, we do give it the proper 1-1 map row and map scene. Okay, in the play state, I believe we just defer rendering to the scene. So scene view render and scene view update. In scene view, is the current scene we're in. So we're updating that and rendering it. Okay. I don't know why this is broke then. Let's check where we do the map, collidable map objects. We just check the tile ID, and this is in the init. Okay, so by the time we initialize it, because one thing that was confusing to me was that when we didn't have the water, here, I'll just show it. Look, if we have just grass here, if we had just grass here, then if we export this, we should be able to walk over that spot. But then we're inserting the animatable water into it, which has a tile ID of a collidable map object. So we shouldn't be able to walk over it once the animated tiles are in there. But if we run it, we'll see that we lost our water. This was in the wrong scene. Okay, well, holy crap. I think I went too far. I think my house is up here. Yeah, okay. Okay, so if we go to 7.3 when we spawn, I believe it was 7.3. Seven two. No. Where the 7-1? 7-2. 7-2. Okay. So check this out. We load 7.2. Now there's only grass here, but we are inserting animatables into it. So if we walk off, the next map gets there. So this is what I don't get, is how come we're inserting the tile ID there, but we're able to walk over it? Because those should be tile IDs of items that are not walkable. So this is what I'm confused about. Okay. This might be just something I have to figure out off stream because it's just so boring, right? Like, we could try to add another debug line, and we can say animatables, and we're gonna, we might have to actually use the inspect inspect map 1 map 72 dot animatables. Let's try that. Where did my inspect go? Let's try that. Fuck. Inspect. I really messed that up. Okay. That's where we needed it. Okay, so it has those functions. It has those functions. So what if we were to try to print up the value of the tile ID right here? So like maybe we say map 72, and then it would be at index. For example, if we put index 1, it should give us the tile ID for 1, which is like 30, 35 or 40 something. Let's see. 34. Okay, so if we go 10 tiles would be the right side, 11 would be the second row. What we can do is we can just say row times height. So we can say, what do we have? Tile, I don't know, map height? Map. Not map height, it's like scene height? No. Fuck, what is it? The constants? We're looking for our 8 or 10. Yeah, 10 and 8. Really? Okay, we don't have it. We can add it. Yeah, I don't know. We can just add right here. We can say tile width, scene tile width, and scene tile height. And the height is 8 and the width is 10. So then we can go back here into our, where were we? I lost our spot, man. Where were we? Play state? Yeah. Okay, so we can say, okay, we're gonna take the scene tile width. And then add the scene tile height, and we're gonna multiply the height by the rows we want to get, which is the fourth row, and we want to do the width multiplied by the second or the first. Let's just try the first for now. Let's see. What I'm trying to see is the tile ID changing over time. And if it's not, then we're doing some stuff wrong. I don't get what it's wanting from me. If we just put 4, you're fine with it, right? No. What am I missing, man? So if we go to 4, it should be whatever ID for that green thing, which should be way different than 34. 986, okay. So if we're trying to look at, we're trying to say, hey, I want the scene tile height times 2 times 1 actually. Just the first row should be 1 beneath it, which is 190, which that should be tree. So water should be scene height times 1, 2, 3. Height would be 1. Okay, so times 3 should be the water. That's down there. Okay. So 99. Yeah, the tile should be updating here. Let's see if times 4 is also 99, or we jack that up. 34, okay. So 99, let me see. 986. Okay, no, we need the width times 2. So width times 1 would be the second row, and we don't want times 2 would be the third row. This should be the tree code, which is 224, just like how times 1 should be 224. No, fuck. Oh, they are different. They are different. But let's try times 3. That should give us the water. Now this should be updating over time. 256, that should be the water. Okay, let me check something. We're gonna see if 256 really is our water grid here. Now we put water. Yeah, that's jacked up. Water should be these things. It should be starting right after the sign, which we don't have an up-to-date picture, but the sign would be here. So water should start at 102. Water should start at 102. Now, what's weird is what is there instead? $256. What the hell is at $256? Nothing. Oh, $256 is over there, the bottom right. Okay, so maybe I'm just doing this wrong. $256. Okay, so I just need to add one. No. Man, this is confusing. Okay. If I do a scene width here, it would give me the last frame. Yeah. So we want not the scene width. We don't want the last frame of the first row. We want to add one so that it's the next row, and that should be tree. That should be the first one of tree here, which should be 161 if we check our tiled numbers. 161 should be this tree, and it is for the second green background tree. Okay, so if we add another scene tile width, we should get 193. Let's test that. It should be 193. So we say, you know what? Give us the next row beneath it. That should be 193. It is. Cool. So if we do one more, that should be the where the water is. So let's see what the tile ID. Now it should be 101. It's 34. It's just grass. Okay, so look, if we go off, go back on, it still thinks it's just 34. That would explain why it's letting us walk over it. But it doesn't explain why it's jacked up. I mean, because if we were to draw the correct first thing in there, like if we were to go and say, okay, we're gonna actually give us the correct water right here. That's 101, I believe. So if we export that, we say save as global map, and then we run our game again. It should give us the correct 101, 102, but it's not updating. And now we can't walk over it because it's a 102, but it animates when we walk off and not when we just start. So we need to change our animatables so it's actually changing our tile ID instead of just rendering the correct tile at the correct spot. We need to say modify the correct spot with the correct tile instead. So I think that might be the problem, but I kind of thought we were doing that. So like if we take a look at our map, every map gets an insert animation. instantiation. And if we look at what that is, we're inserting a function into the animatables for the given map, and then we're updating. Okay, so here's the magic, I guess, is what are we doing when we're running this function insert anim? Let's take a look. Well, all we're doing is taking the scene view's current maps.tiles ID and assigning it to be equal to the flowers.frame or the water.frame. Okay, and where do we get this .id? Where is this .id from? This .id is part of the tiles table of the current map. Let's see, map. We're rendering the scene. Let's see, look, insert animations render. Okay, so instead of rendering the animations over the map, we need to render. We need to literally update the tile ID for the specific map we're talking about. So this is weird. Like, we've got tile sheet, which is our master tile, our master sheet. Then we're saying, okay, go into the quads at the tile ID. Okay, so maybe instead of, let's see if we turn off this insert anim render. We shouldn't be updating them. Oh, weird. Okay, so we didn't even need that. We didn't need this. But what's really weird is how are we updating it if we're not rendering? What the hell? If we're not rendering the insert animations, let me save and make sure that's the case. That is confusing to me. So we've got water, and it updates only here. That is so weird. That fixes us not walking over it, but it doesn't update the actual tile ID. Now, I'm tempted to say we are updating the tile ID because otherwise it wouldn't be updating. So how come when we're running insert animations, we're somehow actually, let me see, the insert animations update. We do update it. We might need to update it after everything. Let's see if that makes a difference. Doesn't look like it. So the insert animations is, because look, if we turn this off, it won't be updating. It won't be watering once we go off and back on. Okay, so it is the update that's actually changing it, but it's actually changing it wrong. So we'll keep that as an insert animations update, and that is going to go defer to the insert animation class. So when we update this, we go into, okay, so here's what we want to do. We want to run the animatables. You know what? I think we don't want to do this. I think we just want to go for every animatable. Yeah, for every animatable, we want to modify the map's ID. Oh, wait, that's what we're doing. We're modifying, that's literally what we're doing right here. Okay, we're saying our scene view's current map. So unless our current map is incorrect, I don't see why this is failing. But it's not failing because we see it updating. We see it animating. So it's not failing in that sense. Yeah, it's not the .id. It's not the .id we want to change. I think it's the we got to take a look at this. No, it is the .id, yeah. Because tiles, row, and column, that gives us the exact one we're trying to do. Like, I'm curious if we just say, hey, shift our column by 1 for the animation, and let me just see. We can't do pointer arithmetic? Or, what are you mad at, dude? Scene view 25, what I changed in scene, is it scene view 25? Insert animation 25. What did I change? So I can't say, hey, just modify a very specific column. Second column. Okay, so yeah, we can't. But it's not changing the ID. Even though we are changing the ID, it's like we're not updating the map. Maybe we're not updating the map. Because the render's working fine. But maybe the map isn't being updated. How are we rendering the correct animation then? How are we rendering the animation if the map isn't updating? Well, because the insert animation is updating every frame. So we might just have to update our map. As weird as that sounds. Yeah, I think we might. Because it does, this is like manually updating. I know. Yeah, it's updating the ID. So let's print up the .id of the specific row and column instead, and make sure that's working. So if we go to our play state, and instead of here, we're gonna say map row and column. Oh, see, and tiles don't even exist here. Tiles exists in the scene view current map. So if we were to go to our play state, and instead of here, we're saying, okay, go to our scene view.current map, and inside the current map, we're gonna do what? Where is our insert animation? Scene view current map dot tiles at row column dot id. So it was dot tiles. So the tiles of our current map at the current row and ID, which was our 7. Actually, the current map knows it's the 7. So this would be the 4th row, first column. .id. Let's try that. So look, it's 102. Now, once it updates... Okay. That's exactly what I was thinking it would do. So we might just need to update the map. I don't know why it doesn't do this. It should do this automatically. It should just update this junk. Why does it not? Well, the current map.tiles ID gets modified. Something to do with the current map. I don't know. In our play state, we do create a scene of scene view, and 7.2 is our current map. So once we're in our scene, we have a map row and a map column. We do update that map. Okay, so for some reason our insert animatables just isn't working once we spawn right here. So it's like, why is that not working? Because we insert them into this, not into the scene, into the map. Let me just, I'm curious if I turn this off, if it'll did change anything. That just fixed it. Yeah, that fixed it. That fixed it. Okay. Well, we don't need that. I mean, why we had this next map, so wouldn't it be nil? Let me see when we use this .next map for anything here. Next map. We say, okay, we assign it here. But we don't even have this. Next map doesn't even exist here. We're able to do it though. How are we able to assign it when it doesn't exist? We don't even have it in our scene. We don't have a self.next map in our scene. Yet we're handling our transitions fine. Okay. Let me just go, let me take us back to 1.1 and see if we fix the flower issue there too. Yeah, okay. I don't know how it's working, but it's working. Sweet. Okay. What do we want to do? I think we want to make a little pool. Let's make a little pool now that we've got water. Yeah. So we're going to be making the edges. We'll be making, if we pull open our A sprite, we can get rid of this because they're collidables. And collidables don't live down here. We do want to make like a little corner piece for the grass. So let's take a look at this. Now this is Link's Awakening, and they've got little corner pieces like this. So they have one piece that they kind of rotate, and that's where they put water. This is like the edge for that corner piece that they do. So if we have something similar, we've got that. That's too, you know, that's close. We just need it to be more. We spread this out so that this is closer to the edge and down more. That might be okay. Yeah, so if we go clean this up a little closer to the edge. Just like that. Cool. Sweet. Cool. So now we can use, this would be the top edge of about to be in water, I guess. I guess that would mean, well, we might need a darker green too. Well, let's see. If we look at theirs, anytime they've got water, it's on like this other lighter colored thing. Or surrounded like that. Yeah. We don't have to do the same thing. You know, they get surrounded by the things here. Okay, we could do that. Yeah, let's try it. So we need a corresponding corner piece that kind of hugs the sides here. So they've got a brown and a green kind of corner piece, and it kind of Gosh, they really went different with it. They're so good at pixel art, man. Let's just try to make one of these. So we'll do... Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll try to make a similar shape to this. Because that'll be... Every corner piece needs a piece like that. The edge piece of the water needs a piece like that. And it'll be the color of our main platform, which is this yellow. So let's try it. Let's make... We're gonna select this. And then we're gonna put... we just wanna make wherever the middle is, which is right here. Holy crap, that scared the crap out of me. Hey, thank you for the follow. That scared the crap out of me. Oh my god. That really surprised me. Hey, thank you both. Bosserico codes? Hey, thank you, thank you. I appreciate the follow. Are you a game programmer also? Man, that got my heart pumping. That was wild. Okay, nice. Well, yeah, not the slave part, but the apps part. Are you a full stack developer or a web developer or that sort of stuff? Okay, nice. Hey, what's your stack? You do React or other stuff? Okay, Ruby. Yeah, I've never tried Ruby, but I just graduated a full stack boot camp. So I finally actually know what React is now and have done some stuff with that. But my backend was Express, and we use PostgreSQL for the database and stuff. But mainly TypeScript and stuff. Yeah, Express, I liked Express. It was pretty straightforward. Okay. Koa. I don't think I've ever heard of that. Okay. Yeah, I mean I hear a lot of people really have liked Ruby on Rails. I don't know what it is. I've just heard of it. Okay. Hey, that's interesting. Something like this. It looks so bad when I do pixel art. Okay. Well, hey, never say never, you know. If you keep, you know, little bit here and there, you know. Like I always like to think like where I was programming wise a year ago and kind of project that outwards. It's like, yeah, if I make the same amount of progress I did in the past 2 years, in the next 2 years, I'll be, you know, making all kinds of cool stuff. This looks so bad. Yeah, I always think like I hear people say when they think about how much they knew, or like when they're 30, they're like, oh man, I was so stupid as a 20-year-old, or when they're 40, they're like, oh, I'm so stupid when I was a 30-year-old. I'm always thinking like, well, since I'm 30, I don't know how stupid I am yet. Like once I hit 40, I'll be like, oh wow, I really was just really stupid. But that just means, you know, that means we're making progress if we feel like that. So that's good. And then I'm spending, you know, 20 minutes trying to draw 3 pixels of a grass thing. My computer is so ghetto. My water cooler is like failing because it's like 7 years old. So I've got the cover open and I hear it like struggling. So I have to like go in there and manually shake it so it doesn't crash. And like I shake the water coolant around and then it actually works. Okay, something like this. Yeah, you're good, you're good. Wow, they're so simple. Like, they just have the tetronyms there. I might go that route. Let's try this. we're gonna try to add the water here. Yeah. Let's see that. I think it's just 4-2. Look at that. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. I think I'm gonna add the flower animatables to this scene and then call it a night. So we've got 3, 2, and we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7, 5, and 3, 2 for the flowers. Hey, Soup, thank you. Yeah, we just got water working today. Animating. So we've got that. I'm gonna just add some flower animations there and then call it a night, I think. Actually, it's just 2 of these things, and then we just change this to flower. Hey, you're good, dude. Yeah, no worries at all. It's just been a chill. It actually took me it took me an hour to find this bug. I just commented out one line and then it worked. So it took me like an hour. Like today was just an hour of searching for that bug, really. Hey, well, is that a good thing? The paint is hopefully like a good, because I feel like you either paint to like get the right color that you want or to like fix a shitty job or something. Like in my apartment, there's like an awful paint job everywhere. So we need what? 3, 2, 7, 5. I'm just guessing. I got lost. It's not flower, it's flowers. Oh shit though. Yeah, painting the ceiling sucks. Yeah. Wait, so what? I really screwed the flowers up. 3, 2, and 7, 5, I think. I just... Okay, no, 2, 3. Dude, how'd you... Yeah, that really sucks. You have to essentially, you know, move everything out. And then, yeah, then you can't walk around in your living room because there's 8 monitors everywhere. There we go. We got moving flowers and moving water. Look how pretty that is. We still need... Our spellcast is colliding with the wall here. Like, see how it's colliding with the wall? That shouldn't be happening. So that's next on the list to fix, I think. We could animate whatever we want, man. I don't know how to actually do this. Like, the way I'm doing it is really disgusting and nasty. Like, if you look at how we're inserting these animations, it's like I didn't want to update every single frame. Well, it's hard to keep track of which, because we only need to update the frames we're on, right? Like if we're on map 1.1, we only need to update the animatable frames in map 1.1. So right here I have this insert animation class, and I'm saying, okay, all map 1.1 animatables are right here, and it's just a function called insert animation that takes in a current frame. We're also getting, there's a frame range, a starting frame range, an ending frame range, and a time. So it'll spit out 10, 12, 10, 13, 10, 14, 10, 15, and then loop back around. And then we're updating that function. In this animatables table here, we're saying, go ahead and run every function in the animatables table for the current map. So it's kind of gross. It's kind of gross that I'm like, because if you imagine, you know, we scale this out to 100 scenes, most of which might have 1 or up to 10 animatable frames, then this init class just gets huge. And every time we make a map, we init this insert animation class. Yeah. No, I agree. I don't know how to do it though. Like this whole thing has been me flying by the seat of my pants trying to figure stuff out. So yeah, I'm thinking we might want to figure this out before we scale much more on the animation front. We want to figure out how to really do it. Yeah, because now that we're not hand typing every tile out, that was a good refactor, but now we've got to be like, okay, how do we really want to do this? They're tile IDs, yeah. So each tile is 16 by 16, and they all exist in the same master sheet file here. So here's the current master sheet file, and then you know, all these index to an actual number, which if we go to tiles numbered, you can see that this is like the numbers that they map to. And then we're using this tiled app that lets us draw using the tile sheet. And then when we export it, it actually turns it into this is it? Global map. It turns it into all those tile IDs. But the shit with this is that it's all top left to right to down. So it ignores any of the scenes. So we had to change it and make it so that it puts in the correct tiles at the correct spot. So we do have access to those. And then the animation is not technically tied to a tile. Like this is what I didn't know how to do, because it's like when we export this, you know, like the animation is multiple tiles, but the table itself only has room for the one tile ID that it's drawing. So that's why I have this where it's spitting out, okay, well, put in the different dot frame at that row and column over time, you know, over whatever this time is. So yeah, I'll have to do some like deep thinking about it. Yeah, I'm not sure if Lua has, I mean, it is technically a class, but like I don't really get, to be honest, I don't really get the difference when people talk about like object-oriented programming. I don't get what the difference between that is and structs and using things like, because I guess I don't get what the difference is, because to me it seems like a class just has a bunch of different methods or different unique fields and stuff. So structs is kind of object-oriented then. So maybe I'm not as confused as I thought on that. But it's hard to wrap my head around, especially with all the different languages, because most of the time when I hear OO, it's like Python stuff. Yeah, and I hear, I'll hear, I don't get the difference between functional or imperative or any of that either. So I've got some studying to do. But yeah, I'm sure there's a better way to do this. We kind of want to do, I'll have to think long and hard about like what it is we're really trying to do and how to avoid initting all these animatable tables. Like I think we actually can just move all these animatable tables into the map declaration once we learn. So thanks, man. I did start learning Go. I'm really liking Go. I think Go is really cool. So I'm starting to pick it up. I've done a couple of, you know, tutorial walkthrough stuffs with it, and I'm liking it. It seems like a cool middle ground between lower level stuff like C and higher level stuff like Python almost. So it's like, you know, nice clean syntax, but it's got, you know, it's compiled and it's got the strong static typing. So like I'm really liking it. It's making a lot of sense, especially coming from TypeScript. I'm like, oh, this is easy to look at and I get what it's saying. So I'm liking it. But yeah, okay. I'm happy with what we got done today. This was nice. Yeah, maybe the move is to just move all those animatables into the map declarations. So that we don't have to do it every init. I think that might actually work, but I'll have to do some more thinking. And then that might be too fast for the water, but I don't know. No, looking good. It's looking good. And the fact that we've got like 100 maps to explore now and they're not just random sand stuff. I mean, they're random like bullshit, but we're gonna make it better. Yeah, it's gonna start to come together. At least aesthetics-wise, really fast once we make some more tiles. Because right now we've only got like 12 tiles, but it's awesome. It's looking great. I'm very happy with the progress. Yeah, if I could show 12-year-old me this game, like I'd be like, whoa. You did that? That's... Yeah, I'm happy. So yeah, we'll have to think about what the big next things are to tackle once we refactor the animation stuff and once we get a good set of tiles. Because once we get a good set of tiles, I'm gonna make like a four person or a 4-scene demo, and then I want to screen record it so that we can make a channel demo for Twitch. But yeah, dude, so I figured out how to compile demos for Mac and Linux and Windows. So definitely by the time I do the demo, the beta, whatever we want to call it, for the Twitch channel trailer, I'll make a Mac build so that you can try it out and everything. Yeah, I made a bunch of notes on how to do it, so it's like super easy. I got it kind of streamlined on how to do it for Linux, Mac, and PC, which is pretty sweet. Sweet. So, and what I really love about this new method is that if we put in a stump or we put in a water or a fence, we by default can't walk into it. Like, we have the collision for it baked into the tile ID itself. So it knows if it's water, you're not able to walk into it. So I love that. We can just rapid prototype these levels, draw them out, and then just test them. So it's going to be super handy that we have that all fixed up now. Sweet. Let's take a look at what we did today. What do you want from me? No right? That's good. Damn, we touched like everything. Map, scene, constants, dependencies, and place state. Okay, so we just made some new animatables. We took out the insert animations render, which was just totally redundant. We should probably delete it. And then this was the one-line bug. We added a new constant for scene tile width and scene tile height. We took out some old simple tiled implementation stuff that we're not even using anymore. And then just one line of debugging. So yeah, it wasn't much, but we added 4 new tiles. We got the animation working for the water, which was what we wanted to get done today. So that was nice. Let's do, we'll say, I'll say working water animations upon scene load, and then added corner water sprites. Sweet. But hey, Soup, thanks for stopping by. I'm gonna raid out just because I normally like to. We'll hit up Practical NPC because he's always streaming by the time I'm done. He's my only game dev homie that's streaming right now. But thanks for hanging. Yeah, thanks, man. I'll catch you later. I'll start to make some good progress on here. I mean, I'm happy with the progress, but it'll keep going. It'll be good. And then yeah, hopefully in a week or so, we'll get that Mac build for you for the demo. And then I'll have a channel trailer finally. So that might be cool. But yeah, dude, hey, have a good night. I hope your painting went well and your house doesn't fill you with fumes.